When you're in a conversation with a woman, your ability to demonstrate high value can either result in high levels of attraction if done properly, or if done wrong, can come off bragging, try hard, or even just result in low value or lower levels of attraction. So I want to show you guys what not to do and what to do, and then I'm actually going to break down 2 stories showing you these examples. I'll go over my story and then also how I took a client's boring, bland job as an engineer and how we spiced it up to have proper DHVs in his story to create higher levels of attraction. So first, let's talk about the wrong way to do this. This would be trying to prove yourself to the woman, like trying to blatantly impress the woman in your conversation. And that often entails just straight up bragging or flexing about money or material things. Or what I also see guys doing is they have a very big emphasis on the accomplishments. Like the accomplishments are actually the main detail in the stories that they're telling. That would be the wrong way. Now, if you look at the right way, it's done in a way that's not try hard, not trying to impress with the accomplishments. The accomplishments are very subtle in the story. And if anything, the DHV, the demonstration of high value, they're incidental details that make up a bigger story. Okay, so you're never just straight up flexing the amount of money or the material thing or just blatantly stating the accomplishment. So let's go over a couple different examples. I'll show you the wrong way and the right way to do each of these. So if somebody were to ask me and I'm in a conversation, where are you from? Do you live here? I could try to blatantly brag and say, no, I moved to Miami because my business blew up online. I actually have 1 million followers online and I make 7 figures a year. So I moved to the penthouse in Miami and I ended up buying a Lamborghini. That's me just leading the story with all of the accomplishments. And you could see that actually would not even really impress somebody, even though those are pretty impressive things. When you talk in a way that shows you're leading the conversation with heavy emphasis on the accomplishments, especially when they're over the top, it actually comes off cocky and bragging and try hard. The main accomplishments is a big following online. I guess you could say financial freedom or remote freedom. Like I could work anywhere in the world. I have employees. My business makes good money. I rented out a nice spot in Miami. I don't need to make those the main emphasis in the story. If anything, those will be small details that make up a bigger story. So the main story, if somebody asks me, do you live here or where are you from? That's what I want to put my attention on. So I would say, no, I'm actually from New Jersey. I moved to Miami like 2 years ago. And I'll never forget, it was actually the middle of February. I was at the dog park in the middle of the night and I was freezing my ass off. It's like really cold in New Jersey in the middle of February. And I'm freezing my ass off and I'm thinking to myself like, wait, why am I still in New Jersey at this point? Like my business is online. I have financial freedom. Like I could literally work anywhere in the world at this point. And I had like this realization in that moment. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna move the company down to Miami. So that's exactly what we did. I relocated. I brought my employees with me. I got this apartment where we turned some of the bedrooms into offices. And now, honestly, the whole team loves it. The vibe's great. The weather's so beautiful out here. I remember thinking to myself a couple weeks ago, like, damn, there's no way I could actually go back to New Jersey at this point. It's just too good here. That would literally encapsulate all of the same accomplishments. I don't need to blatantly state, by the way, I have a penthouse. I could say, I have a nice apartment. We turned some of the bedrooms into offices. That implies it's a multiple bedroom place as my apartment. I relocated and moved my company and brought my employees here. Implies the business is successful. I don't need to say I have 1 million followers online or have a penthouse. It just shows I have financial freedom. I can do whatever I want and it's still encapsulated under the main question, which is, do you live here or where are you from and why did you move here? That's one way that you could tell the story. Let's go over a client story. I had a client recently that I've been coaching and I was breaking down a couple of the recordings of his interactions. And this is a guy that was not doing any cold approach at all before the program. He's a software engineer. He has a very successful job. He works at Google. And over the first couple weeks of the program, we got him to a place where he was consistently approaching, running longer conversations, starting to make it flirty. And now I'm breaking down a couple of the recordings of his interactions. And I noticed over and over and over again that he would continuously be asked, what do you do for work? And he would just blatantly say, I work for Google, or I'm an engineer. That's all he was saying in his story. And when I broke down the recordings, I actually went over this concept with him. I was like, man, like you actually have a really successful job. You actually have a cool job too, but you're saying it in a way that's boring. I don't think he was straight up bragging. And I don't even think most men straight up brag, but I think most men are almost like afraid to brag. And so they just simply answer the question in a pretty boring way. So just understand, if you just say, I'm an engineer, that's not fun. There's no DHV. It's kind of boring and logical type answer. So the first thing I thought of when I think of Google is a search engine. So instead of just blatantly answering the question, the next time the woman said, what do you do for work? I told him to just pause, give a little bit of a smile, hold a half second of tension and say, I'm going to answer that in just a second. But before I do, I have a quick question for you, and I will be judging you based off of your answer. So first off, he doesn't just straight up answer the question. He actually flips the frame, puts it back on the woman, and creates this like open curiosity loop. He says, I'm gonna ask you a question, but I will be judging you based on your answer. That's a great way to start to flip the dynamic and create this pattern interrupt. Then he goes into a quick story. If you had to look up something online and you had to type it in online, what search engine would you use and why, right? So he goes into this question that is like, would you use ChatGPT? Would you use Yahoo? Would you use Google? Like, what would be your search engine of choice? And then the girl's gonna say what she uses. She's either gonna use Google or she's gonna use like ChatGPT or Yahoo or Bing, whatever it is. And based on her answer, he could either congratulate her, playful high five, or he could break rapport and push away. And now they're rivals because she doesn't use his company as the search engine. And by making that playful tension back and forth, open curiosity loop, it just makes the answer so much more fun and flavorful. And either way, he's gonna explain that he works for Google, right? He doesn't need to just dump the answer in or try to brag. He actually creates this fun, playful dynamic that ultimately leads him to the conclusion of, well, the reason I was asking is because I actually work for Google. So I'm always curious if people are still using Google or if they tried like a different search engine. A lot of people are on that ChatGPT wave nowadays. And so those are two beautiful examples. My story is a little bit more on the heavy accomplishment side. The client story is kind of like a fun, playful way to spice up the answer when it comes to giving a boring answer, just like I'm an engineer. Now, if you want me to work with you one-on-one, if you want me to push you into more interactions through my 5-level framework, if you want me to record those sessions, record your conversations, break down your dates and show you not just how to DHV, but how to make it flirty, how to spice up the interaction, how to get women chasing so you can land dates with the quality of women you really want in your life, click the link down below, book out a consultation call to speak to me directly. That's all for this video, fellas. Peace out.